to MS4. So today I got a palette. The Colourpop Tangled palette. Now, Tangled is one of my favorite Disney movies. Also Moana. If I'm, talking about Disney movies, there's also, there's a long list. But anyway, so I picked up the palette. It's a front. It comes where it has a little window, like she's looking out the tower window. And then on the back side, and then on the inside. And so I've seen a lot of very light looks on the interwebs and then on the Colourpop website also. But I wanted to see, I'm looking at it here and I'm like, that's fairly dark looking. Could I make a dark look? Could I make a, sultry Mother Gothel? Could I do a Smoulder? Could I do a Smoulder? So anyway, that's what we're gonna do today, is we're gonna take a look at that, because it's all very pastel, light. People have talked about it being a little dry in the, not necessarily that sort of super shocky formula where it's very emollient feeling. So we're gonna try it. But I want to see how dark I can get it. So anyway, I'm gonna do a full face. I already have on the Dr. Jart BB, and we're off. So here we go. I pulled out some stuff that I'd used earlier in my last video, and then I pulled out some new lip products that I wanted to play with. So here we go. I also, in my order, I picked up the Fresh Kiss. This is in mango. I like the formula of this. The mango doesn't smell like mango. It smells like fruit, like fruit of, like sweet, fakey fruit. I like the mango in the Laneige, the scent of it better. This smells more like fresh mango. This is smaller, more expensive, and the scent doesn't linger at all in this. So like you get one little light whiff of the mango and then it's gone. So I was kind of like looking for something that was going to be a little bit more staying power, which is this tightrope for me, because it's like, well, it needs to be something that I like the fragrance of, that it doesn't bug me and put me off of things, but has a little bit of staying power, but not too much. So I don't know, that's a pretty tight rope to walk for lots of stuff. But anyway, that's where we are. If I can have what I want in the world, and I believe I can, that's what I'd like. So anyway, here we go. I'm putting on some of the Lawless powder just to set down the Dr. Jart. I'm gonna do some bronzer. If you're at all worried, I am in LA. I'm out towards the coast. There's really not any rioting here. We're protesting ICE, because ICE is a bunch of jerks. I could go more into that, but I won't right now. But suffice to say that the media coverage is a little problematic for what's going on. But we're definitely protesting ICE, because they've been really problematic here. Just like, somebody else starting a fight and then blaming you. It's like, God damn it. Anyway, not my point. But anyway, we're all safe and fine here. We do have a curfew downtown, but again, I'm way far away from that. Okay, so this is Sigma bronzer in light. A little snappy. This is one that I had pulled out earlier, my last video, the Sigma Berry Glow. And because we're doing berry tones, I was like, well, hey, we're just gonna use that again. I do enjoy the Sigma blushes and the highlighters quite a bit. And I felt like this tone worked with what we were doing for our eye look today. And it gave me both the blush and the highlighter, so huzzah. I have lots of errands. I'm going into the highlighter now. I'm going to just use the same brush. Just be light with it. Tap it lightly. Okay, that's sort of light formulation. Now, let us get into the palette. So probably do some swatching for you, I think, so you can see this. But anyway, we're going to start with most of the mattes. So we're going to start with the purple tones. That's what I'm going after today, is the purple overall. Okay. Let me hang on to that because it's for our inner corner. Okay. So this does not have a mirror, but that's okay. I have my own Disney now mirror. So let's go in, let's pack on this light purple and see what we can do. Hope everyone is doing well. Summer is nigh upon us, officially. You might be already feeling summer where you're at, or you might be getting June gloom, also depending on where you're at. It's been going back and forth here. Like, we get days when it's overcast and we have little sprinkles of rain in the early morning. I know that because I'm out walking the dog. But that's what's going on here. And then other days it's bright and sunny. Feels like summer. I did have a question about eye primers. So I generally do not use eye primers because I use a fairly significant amount of eye cream, which if you're wanting your eye makeup to stick and lay down, that's a good thing to do. Now, what it doesn't do is it doesn't have massive longevity because it is emollient, and the emolliency cuts down on the longevity. Okay, we're going to go into the warm purple next. I've tried different primers. I like, if I were going to use one on the regular, there's two that I did keep after trying things and doing some declutters. The Urban Decay, I did keep. But I don't use it very often. As you notice in the channel, you hardly ever see me using an eye primer. Sometimes I will just use my foundation over my eyelids. In this case, the Dr. Jart, I did do that because it has sunscreen in it, which is a conundrum sometimes when you're doing your makeup. If you're wanting to use a little bit of sunscreen, something that's safe in the eye area but it'll protect you from all the rays, then, you know, this is not a recommendation. Do as you will. But the delicate eye area, you just gotta be careful with. Okay, so here we are there. Then we're going to go into this next deeper color. So this is gonna have to go all around both line and in the corner. And then we're gonna add some shimmer. We're gonna take a look at the shimmers. Shimmers. Okay, going into the liner. But I think what I experienced with a lot of the eye primers is that they just ended up making me look really craggly on my eye, with the eye skin. Like, they just looked like I turned into cement with my look. And then they felt that way also, so I didn't really... When I was doing makeup on other people, depending on how long they wanted their look to last, I would sometimes use primer, but usually between a foundation and regular powder, and if you have like a bone colored or a skin tone, whatever the skin tone is, in a matte that you can go over it with the powder, sometimes that's the best bet for longevity. Okay, so we've got started with the darker look. We've got started. Let's keep going with that. Bring it up. And outer corner here. Now in the end we're going to put on a dark liner, but we want to see what we can do. Now because all of these are purple, in the purple family, that's the color you're going to get for the dark. If you're doing light, you know, there's more of a brownish tone, and a peachy tone in the sparkle, you could do that. There's the yellow. Sorry, I keep bumping my light. Having issues, apparently. Things are too close. So you can get a little bit of a different look to it. I don't mind. I don't always look to every palette to be like an everything palette, because I feel like that gets redundant. If I only had one palette, that would be a different story. If I had one palette and I needed to get all my looks out of it, a very different story. But since I have multiple palettes, I like having things that differentiate themselves. And I'm coming up to the crease on this side. You can see. Okay. Well, I feel like what? It's my Yoda. Okay, so let's blend this. So I feel like that's pretty in the deep category. It does make me curious if Sigma is going to do a Tangled palette. Okay, I'm going to do some of this guy right here. This is not deeply like soft. It's a little bit softer. And this is one of the multi, but you'll be able to see it here in a second how light of a color it goes on. So we're going to see what we can do and apply it with the same finger I was swatching with. I don't know, you can see a little bit, but not a lot with that. I think if you're doing just a single, you'll probably see it more. It is changing the color read though, in that central. Okay. Let me go down and see if I can put a little bit on the outside of that. Sorry, I'm wiping off my finger. I'm gonna draw my line there. And then let's see if we can put I'm sure this looks weird. Okay, so that's fairly dark. I mean, we could, like I said, we could really smoke it out even more. But I think it is answering the question, could it get darker? Let me see what we're gonna do for our inner corner. The lightest shade is more of a soft, it's a very soft color. It's got light luminosity. I don't know if you can see that. I think you can see that. Then you've got, and yeah, these are more of a sandy. So I think these are really meant to be just a wash of light. You know, people are talking about, you know, is this little girl's makeup? Well, maybe. Yes. We're just going through the shimmers there. Okay, this one is a little more emollient, a little deeper tone, and this is more of a gold. Yeah, that has a light read to it. I don't know if you can, so I'm holding my Kleenex. Okay, so then the yellow, it's a matte with the little pinpoints. Let's go over here. It's more of a marigold. It's got a lot of sparkly though to it. That's yay. If you're going like little sparkly daisy. There's two more just direct shimmers. One is that peachy one. Okay, now this one has a lot more of that flaky. Swipe it sideways. Okay, so that one has quite a bit of color and light read to it. It's got a little bit of metallic, a little bit of sparkly. And it feels a little more emollient than the other ones. And then this is the other sparkly we showed her too. This one feels a little dry and crumbly also, but I think we're gonna have a light read on it too. And it's more of a, oddly enough, more peachy than gold. And you can see those two there. Okay, so that's really pretty. Like, a person could do something with that. This one in the middle, it's so funny because it looks peachy, but like I'm looking at it here and it looks like it's flippy. Like it's a little peachy, it's a little white, a little sparkly. That's interesting. But so those first two, I'm gonna put this down so I'm not shadowing you. I'm gonna pick it up in just a second, but the first two here are just the washes of light. They're very light. These are more in the, get into the blingy A little metallic, a little bit of glitter. Could really pack some punch, I think, with that. So that's interesting. Okay, let's play. Let's play. I picked out an inner corner brush, but what do I want to do with that? Hum. I think the two blingy ones, I think, is where we're going. Because I'm not really wanting a marigold reed like the very end there with the pinpoint sparklies. Let's use this one it's Gleam and Glow is what it's called. So let's see what that looks like. Gleam and Glow. Okay, well, I can see that. Yeah, it's deceptive in the pan. The color, I mean, by that. Okay, I'm gonna go under the eye now, too. Maybe I'll do the other eye before I get, because I tend to get into the other color. I was commenting on my last video that because I'm right-handed and I'm going into this direction, it applies differently to my eye. Which is a problem I don't have when I'm applying it to other people, when I'm doing other people's makeup. Yeah, I'm not getting it on very well here. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to use a finger application here in a second on my left eye. My Lisa Left Eye Lopez. I'll probably get off of filming here and go, wow, it was actually there all along, you just didn't see it. Okay, here we go. Oh, well, okay, I think I got more there. Okay, I think with this palette is one that I really want to play with. Okay, so let me see if I can wipe this a little bit down. Okay, that's all. All right, so that's interesting. So I am enjoying this. Look at that. Okay, so that was fun. So I feel like I could get a deeper look. Is it a little bit harder? Maybe, but it's not that hard to go to that deepness. Let me see what I got for her. Since we're going in purples, I have blue and a purple for the Colourpop. I don't know that the purple is going to be deep enough. Let me swatch that. Let's see where we're at. That's the purple. To their duochrome liners. And here is the blue. Okay, so there's the blue. So that's deep enough. Maybe we mix them. Maybe we do that. When the purple is on the shine part of it, it doesn't read darkness, but it does read color, light. Sometimes I'm lacking the visual vocabulary to really describe what I want to describe. Okay, so there's the blue liner. I'm going to say I lack the visual vocabulary. I'm talking artistically. I've forgotten so much of what I've learned about different things. Okay, so then let's go in the purple. Hit my light again. Okay. So that's going to have a little different light read to it. Okay, mascara, and then we're on to lips. I pulled out a couple of things for lips. Too Faced Better Than Sex mascara, per usual. My next video I'm planning, I ordered a couple more of the Glam Light lip kits. They had a BOGO BFF sale. But I picked ones that had different, I was looking for different liners. So with Glam Light, I first fell in love with their lip liner from the Tony the Tiger collab. So we shall see. Theoretically, that's next up on the agenda. Okay. All right, so let's put on the spectacles again. If I can find them. I think I can. I think I can. Huzzah. There we go. Okay. What I picked out a couple of different things. Speaking of Glam Light, their Rivendell lip kit. It's a little warmer. I think it goes with the warmer colors here. Okay, there's the lip liner. It's a plum, like a warmer plum. And their lip gloss, which my only downside to this lip gloss is that the tube opening is tiny, and so it doesn't let out a whole lot. So that's my to work out. So that's it. Smells lovely like berries. It's a really pretty lip. I've been enjoying the look out of it. The other things that I pulled out, Rachel was doing her best and worst, and she was talking about the Kaleidos lip clays. And so I did pull this out. This is a very cool tone, is what I'm saying. Well, I could be wrong. It's actually a warm tone. It's one of those mornings. And then I have one of the lip glosses, and this is shiny pink. I'll try and put all the actual names of things in the description box. So here is the Kaleidos, the lip clay, and then the lip gloss in a shiny pink. What do I want to do? So I'm looking at that. I'll tell you what, we'll use the liner, the lip clay, the liner from Glamlight, from their Rivendell collection, and then we'll use the lip clay. I'm gonna take off my, I had the Laneige, the mango on. All right, so we've been trying to overline just a little bit. Might look strange. We're just putting stuff over it though. And the lip clay from Kaleidos. Now it is a slidey feeling. And it's a little cooler. I like it because you hear it click. Let me tap off a little bit of that maybe. Okay. And just let it settle in. Now we could, the last time I lift with a matte lip, so we could, in that case, but let's try just a little bit of the pink gloss. Just cause, just see what it's like. Okay, so there we have it. What do you think? Sorry, it's gotten warm and I'm sweating a little bit. Summer. All right, that's where we are. Okay, I'll try and get some swatches, some actual real life swatches of this, put in and get this up. Let me know if you got the palette, the Tangled palette, if you were able to create a Smoulder, and just how you're doing. And we'll be back next time for Glamlight lip kits. Lord willing and the creek don't rise. All right, have a fantastic day. There we go. We'll see you later. Bye-bye.